A girl left for work and never returned. Everyone searched for her but didn't find anything. But after 50 days, police found something that led them to her killers. Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm your host Safa and you are listening to Crime Pod, where we explore the darker side of human nature across the globe. Today's case is very shocking and at the same time senseless. A case of workplace violence that ended in tragedy. The motive, a looming termination which resulted in a tragic end of an innocent person. Let's dive into the case where we will explore the events leading to this heartbreaking incident and the devastating aftermath that followed. A case that is back in news after 6 years. This is the case of Kriti Vyas. Kriti Vyas was born in 1990 to Rajendra Vyas and Srimati Surekha Vyas in Mumbai, Maharashtra. She had siblings but I was unable to find any information about them. She lived with her parents in Bharatnagar Grant Road, South Mumbai, Maharashtra. After completing her early education, she pursued chartered accountancy and LLB. Kriti was a bright and ambitious individual who was determined to make a name for herself in her chosen field. Her dedication and hard work paid off and she excelled in her career. In 2012, she started working as an accounts executive at B. Blunt Andheri branch, one of Mumbai's prominent salon chain owned by film star Farhan Akhtar's ex-wife Adhuna Akhtar. Kriti was a kind and compassionate person who always had a smile on her face. She was loved by her colleagues and friends for her positive attitude and her ability to light up the room with her presence. Despite her busy schedule, she always made time for her loved ones and was a rock for her family. Kriti's life was a testament to her strength and resilience. March 16, 2018 began like any other day for Kriti. She left her house at 8:50 am, heading to catch the 9:11 am bus from Grant Road to Andheri, South Mumbai. But little did her family know this ordinary day would soon turn into a mystery. As the morning wore on, Kriti's mom tried to reach her at 11:30 am, seeking help with the home's Wi-Fi password. Kriti had changed it just the day before and her mom was stumped. But Kriti didn't answer. Her mom thought nothing of it, assuming she was simply busy at work. However, as the sun dipped below the horizon, Kriti's family began to feel a sense of unease. She hadn't returned home and her phone remained silent. Panic set in as they frantically called her friends and colleagues, only to be met with shrugs and apologetic tones. No one had seen or heard from Kriti. In a desperate bid for answers, they reached out to B. Blunt's HR, only to be met with a chilling revelation: Kriti hadn't showed up to work that day. The ordinary had suddenly become extraordinary, and Kriti's family was left with a haunting question: what had happened to their beloved Kriti? Kriti's father rushed to the DB Marg police station in Leamington Road and filed a missing person report, setting off a frantic search for his daughter. Police officers sprang into action, scouring the streets for any trace of Kriti. They visited her office, but her colleagues were just as baffled as her family. However, two colleagues, Siddesh Tamankar and Khushi Sejwani, came forward with a crucial lead. They revealed that they had given Kriti a lift on the morning of March 16th around 9 am. Kriti had asked them to drop her off at Grant Road railway station, claiming someone was waiting for her. The police reviewed CCTV footage outside Kriti's home and found evidence of her leaving at 8:55 am, getting into a SUV owned by Khushi Shejwani with Siddesh Tamankar also present. The police asked both colleagues to aid in the investigation and help locate Kriti. The search party combed through Grant Road, showing Kriti's photo to commuters, but no one had any information about her whereabouts. The investigation even extended to social media, with a campaign launched to spread the word and find Kriti. It had been weeks since Kriti went missing. The last time anyone saw her was with her colleagues Siddesh and Khushi, and naturally, everyone thought that they might know something about her disappearance. But after intense police questioning, they were cleared off of any involvement. The case had been making headlines partly because of B. Blunt's loan owned by Farhan Akhtar's ex-wife Adhuna Akhtar, who appealed to Farhan to use his massive social media following to help locate Kriti. The police were working tirelessly, but unfortunately, they still hadn't found any concrete leads on Kriti's whereabouts. That's why the case was transferred to Mumbai Crime Branch, specifically Unit 2, to get fresh eyes and expertise on the case. The crime branch team went back to square one, rechecking the CCTV footage and re-interviewing witnesses. They zeroed in on Khushi and Siddesh since they were the last ones seen with Kriti. At first, they both stuck to their original story that they had picked Kriti up from home and dropped her off at Grant Road railway station. But when the crime branch took a closer look at the CCTV footage around Grant Road, they couldn't find any sign of Kriti, Khushi or Siddesh. And get this, the camera in Khushi's car showed they never even went to Grant Road. So when police confronted them with this new info, Khushi and Siddesh suddenly changed their tune, saying that Kriti had asked to be dropped off at Navjivan Society instead. Yeah, right, the crime branch officers were like, wait a minute, what's going on here? They started to question Khushi and Siddesh's credibility and things got really interesting. So the crime branch officers were questioning Siddesh and Khushi, trying to figure out why they didn't speak up earlier. And then, out of nowhere, Siddesh revealed that he and Khushi were in a secret relationship. Despite this juicy new info, they were let go for the time being. But the police were not giving up. On May 6, 2018, they get a major break in the case. They confiscate Khushi's SUV, which both she and Siddesh were driving on the day Kriti vanished. The car is sent to Kalina Forensic Science Laboratory for chemical analysis, and 2 months later, the results were in. And let me tell you, they are incriminating. The police find a tiny drop of blood in the car's boot, and it matched Kriti's parents' DNA. This was the smoking gun they needed. It was clear that something sinister happened to Kriti, and her colleagues were in on it. So on May 5, 2018, Khushi and Siddesh were hauled in again. This time, they couldn't wiggle out of it. When confronted with the DNA evidence, they finally crack and confess to their crime. The truth was finally out. Siddesh Tamankar, a 28-year-old resident of Bhuivada, had been working as a junior at B Plant Salon under Kriti Vyas since 2013. He was engaged in a clandestine relationship with his colleague Khushi Sajwani, age 42, who resided with her husband and 16-year-old son in Santa Cruz and led the salon academy for 2 years. Their bond was allegedly acknowledged by Kriti. Account executive Siddesh Tamankar was just 4 months short of completing a 5-year stint at B Plant's Andheri outpost, which would have made him eligible for gratuity benefits. On February 14, 2018, Kriti issued a show-cause notice to Siddesh Tamankar due to his subpar performance at work, demanding a response by March 16th. Siddesh requested Kriti to withdraw the notice, but she cited that the decision had been made during a board meeting. Khushi, not wishing for Siddesh to lose his job, decided to mutually persuade Kriti. On March 16, 2018, both approached Kriti's residence to escort her to the office, waiting outside her house at approximately 9 a.m. According to CCTV footage, it was evident that Kriti was seated in the front seat of Sajwani's SUV as they passed Navjivan Society. Despite being the final day of the deadline, they once again implored Kriti to retract the notice. When Kriti refused, Siddesh and Khushi resorted to using a handkerchief to strangle her, moving her to the rear seat and then forcing her into the car trunk. All of this occurred before they crossed South Rasta, as noted by Kriti's absence from the front seat on the CCTV recording. They proceeded to Sajwani's society, left the car with Kriti's body in it, searched her phone and then switched it off and headed to work. Later that evening, upon departing from the office, they retrieved the vehicle and disposed of Kriti's remains in a drain near the IMAX theatre in Wadala, Mumbai. On March 17, Siddesh and Khushi grew concerned that the police might identify them from CCTV footage. They decided to cover their tracks by informing their boss that they had picked Kriti up from her home and dropped her off at the office. Additionally, Khushi visited the DB police station that night with her husband and son, fabricating a story that they had last seen Kriti near a mall. The police launched a massive search operation to find Kriti's body along the eastern shoreline of Mumbai, spanning from Colaba to Torum Bay and even extending to Alibag in Raigad district. The search efforts were extensive and innovative. They combed a 10-kilometer stretch along the Wadala Creek shoreline, deployed drones and boats to access hard-to-reach areas, and even created a dummy matching Kriti's height and weight to simulate how the body might move in the creek and mangroves. They monitored the dummy's trajectory with the help of fishermen and policemen, hoping to get a lead on where the body might have gone. The police also collaborated with coastal policemen across Maharashtra and Gujarat and searched stormwater drains with the help of BMC officials and local fishermen. Despite their best efforts, the body remained untraced. The search operation continued for over a year, with the police exploring every possible lead, but unfortunately, Kriti's body was never found. On July 30, 2018, a 1,000-page charge sheet was filed. Later on November 10th, both Siddesh and Khushi were charged with multiple offences, including murder, kidnapping, and destruction of evidence. Their trial began on December 3rd of the same year, despite the absence of the victim's body, which is unusual but not uncommon. Session Judge M.G. Deshpande stated, "The evidence against both of you has been proven. The police case relied mainly on stains found in Sejwani's car, CCTV footage and circumstantial evidence like call detail records, which showed that the accused made at least 50 calls to each other that following day." On December 8, 2021, Special Public Prosecutor Avdut Chimalkar argued that the crime was premeditated and cited evidence from 39 witnesses to seek a conviction. At the time, Siddesh was held in police custody, while Khushi Sejwani was released on bail in 2021. Fast forward to May 28, 2024, 6 years after Kriti's murder, Siddesh Tamankar, now age 33, and Khushi Sejwani, now age 48, were found guilty of Kriti's murder and sentenced to life imprisonment by a session judge of a Mumbai court. They were convicted under IPC sections 341 wrongful restraint, 364 kidnapping, 302 murder, and 201 destruction of evidence. And that's a wrap on the Kriti Vyas case. It's been a long and tough journey, but finally, her family and friends can find some sense of closure. I mean, can you even imagine what they have been through? Siddesh and Khushi's conviction and sentencing is a big deal. It means justice has been served, and this terrible chapter can finally be closed. But here's the thing, Kriti's story is a harsh reminder that violence can happen anywhere. It's a wake-up call to all of us to look out for each other and speak up if we see something fishy. Let's honor Kriti's memory by being there for each other and making our workplace safer and more awesome for everyone. Thanks for tuning into Crime Pod. I'm your host Safa and I'm so grateful for your support. If you enjoyed this episode, be sure to subscribe to our channel for more true crime content. And if you really loved it, share it with your friends and family. Until next time, stay crime aware and keep on sleuthing.